Battle through the firmament. Grand world. Chapter 305 Caught off guard. 6 Sky-breaking spear. Behind Byongzhao, countless Origin Monic Kiss were crazily condensed, and a fierce aura suddenly burst out from his body. In the next moment, a snake-shaped spear shot up into the sky from behind him. The moment the spear appeared, the entire sky was filled with a murderous aura. Xiaoyan's eyes were solemn, and his relaxed face became solemn. Byongzhao's strength had improved a lot compared to before. At this moment, the spear seemed to be solid, and the body of the spear was glowing with a bright green light. Buzz! The snake-shaped spear soared into the sky, roaring like a giant python. It pierced through the blue sky, and a murderous aura filled the air. Byongzhao's face was pale, and he didn't hold back any of the Origin Monic Kiss in his body. He spread his hands, and the Origin Kiss on it flowed. His palms were crystal clear, and endless Origin Monic Kiss poured into the snake-shaped spear. Rumble! Under the gaze of countless people, the snake-shaped spear trembled violently. It divided into 5 identical spears. The moment the 6 spears appeared, Xiaoyan could even feel the coldness in the air. It's much stronger than the last time. Kaylin's eyebrows were knit together slightly. This cold piercing feeling caused her skin to feel a slight pain. As she spoke, she extended her hand and placed a layer of Origin Monic Ki in front of the 3 of them. Only then did this kind of piercing pain ease. Come, Saint Rank trial participant. Let me see your strength. On the high platform, a young man with an indifferent expression stood at the highest point. The young man was wearing a black robe, and his entire body was wrapped in it. He didn't release any of his aura, and if one didn't observe carefully, one wouldn't be able to detect his existence. The young man's face was as firm as a blade and an axe, and a piercingly cold killing intent gathered at the tip of his brows. His gaze was filled with a glow that caused one's heart to palpitate. Facing the 6 long spears that were ready to strike at any moment, Xiaoyan withdrew his underestimation. This was Byongzhao's strongest attack. Even a true emperor would not feel good if they were not careful. If he wanted to shatter it, he would have to use some of his true abilities. Staring at Xiaoyan's serious face, Byongzhao grinned. Due to his lack of strength, he squatted down and stretched out one hand towards Xiaoyan, slowly clenching his 5 fingers. Go! 6 snake-shaped spears rushed out with a buzzing sound just as his voice sounded. They were like 6 ferocious giant pythons that shot out explosively in different directions, sealing off all paths of retreat around Xiaoyan. The expressions of everyone on the stage changed the moment the 6 snake-shaped spears appeared. That cold aura that caused one's heart to chill became even denser at this moment, causing everyone to feel as if they had fallen into an ice cave. This is the true strength of the top 10 experts in the Soaring Dragon ranking. Some of the students felt bitter in their mouths. With their strength, it was impossible for them to resist such a powerful monic skill. They were also inner academy students, but the gap between them was actually so great. Xiaoyan's expression was calm. His gaze was like a sharp sword as he stared at the 6 long spears that were flying towards him. Under such an attack, there was no possibility of dodging at all. He could only take it head-on. The blue flame ruler was his trump card. Under the current circumstances, it was not the time for him to use it yet. The same went for the Monic Flame. Since that was the case, his ultimate skill was only the secret arts on the Yin Scroll and the 3rd style of White Tiger arts, the White Tiger Spiritual Spell. The White Tiger Spiritual Spell was an intermediate Monic arts, so it consumed a lot of Origin Monic Ki. Furthermore, Xiaoyan didn't want to use it against Byongzhao. Whether it was Lu Xiangyang, Wu Shaoqi, or even Mahiyu, they were all much stronger than Byongzhao. At that time, the White Tiger Spiritual Spell would show its power. When he thought of this, Xiaoyan's expression turned serious. The Origin Monic Ki in his body rumbled and surged along his special meridians. In just an instant, a layer of faintly discernible Yin Ki emerged on Xiaoyan's body. The combination of yin and yang was not only to combine the strongest and strongest cultivation technique with the strongest and softest cultivation technique, but also to take advantage of the strengths to make up for the weaknesses, allowing it to display its most powerful effect. Great Yin Space Technique, Yin Space. Shaoyan suddenly threw both of his fists forward. Even the air was compressed and exploded. Threads of invisible spatial vibrations spread out from his fists like ripples on the surface of water. Ha! The black-robed young man on the stage frowned slightly. He had sensed it the moment Shaoyan used the Great Yin Space Technique. The feeling of this technique was similar to Great Yin Spirit Arts. Lin Dao muttered to himself. His eyes were like swords as he shook his head after a glance. Back then, he had defeated Yin Kang with a single strike, which could be considered as a friendly relationship with the latter. Yin Kang had also told him everything about the Great Yin Spirit Arts. With his eyesight, he was naturally able to recognize Shaoyan's attack with a single glance. Interesting. Lin Dao grinned. His white teeth were shining with a cold light, but the coldness in his eyes was even stronger. 6 long spears whistled through the air. With Shaoyan as the center, ripples of spatial vibrations spread out in all directions. Wherever the ripples spread, the space would buzz and vibrate, as if it was in a miserable state. Buzz! In almost an instant, the 6 long spears collided with the ripples of the Great Yin Space Technique. In the next moment, a roar that no one dared to look directly at soared into the sky. The space exploded with a rumbling sound. The 6 spears hissed like giant pythons, as if they were about to break through the obstruction of the ripples. The ripples emitted a hissing sound, as if they were about to swallow the spears. For a moment, the explosions shook the sky, but they were caught in a stalemate. What? Seeing his strongest attack being blocked by Shaoyan, Baiyongzhao's eyes almost popped out. This was the first time he felt that his ability was so weak. How is this possible? A ferocious expression suddenly erupted from Baiyongzhao's deeply sunken eyes. The calmness from earlier had completely disappeared. Without the slightest hesitation, he suddenly bit the tip of his tongue. A drop of golden blood essence flew out from the tip of his tongue and poured into the green spear in the middle. Ugh! The instant he spat out the blood essence, Baiyongzhao's face turned even paler. At the same time, he had also become much more clear-headed. Immediately, a trace of regret flashed across his eyes. He felt regretful that he had lost control of himself. If Shaoyan was seriously injured, it would be a great loss to the academy. At this point, Baiyongzhao was also helpless. He forced himself to stand up and look at everything in front of him. Seeing the Great Yin Space Technique and the 6 sky-splitting spear in a deadlock, Shaoyan was slightly delighted. The secret arts on the Yin scroll was indeed very powerful. It could actually block Baiyongzhao's strongest attack. Just as Shaoyan was thinking of shattering the 6 sky-splitting spear in one go, a cold feeling suddenly spread across his body. Shaoyan couldn't help but feel shocked in his heart. Caught off guard, both of his arms trembled. The 6 spears instantly broke through the obstruction of the ripples and rushed towards Shaoyan. Nourished by Baiyongzhao's blood essence, the 6 spears became even more ferocious. The tip of the spear was overflowing with cold light. Like a giant python that was spitting out its red tongue, it attacked Shaoyan with an unparalleled force. Not good. Upon seeing this scene, even Elder Wu's facial expression changed. The power of this attack had completely exceeded the scope of the Monic spell, and it had reached the level of the Monic arts. Not to mention that Shaoyan was only a Monic spirit. Even the geniuses of the realm in Valley would die for sure if they were struck by this attack without any preparation. In an instant, 6 long spears rushed towards Shaoyan, sealing off all of his escape routes. Below the stage, Zuna, Kalen, and Guyuan's faces instantly turned pale. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.